What keeps entrepreneurs from connecting and collaborating? What keeps entrepreneurs from connecting and collaborating is trust. If you've never collaborated and saw the benefits of collaboration, then you don't know that you need to. If there is individuals who have strengths that you don't have, and you complement each other, you have those thought partners, those accountability partners that you really can work with well together, the outcome is just amazing. I have been in 5 collaboration books. One of the benefits for me is the time piece, because when you're writing your own book, it does take time. Then secondly, you are opened up to so many more people than you would ever do by yourself. Just the benefit of expanding your reach and your circle is also a benefit in collaboration. I really feel that every entrepreneur needs a book because it helps validate what you're doing. You do the work, you are out there making money off of what you're doing. I like to know what it is that you're doing as an entrepreneur. Tell us your story. Everyone has a story, which is why I highlight entrepreneurs in the Grind Entrepreneur Network, because I am giving them a question of the day. They are detailing their questions and their responses, and you're getting to know who that entrepreneur is. And so with a book, you're able to do that. Your audience, your clients, your customers, they're able to see who you are as a person and not just as that CEO or that boss that you are of your business. The mission of the Grind Entrepreneur Network is really quite simple. It is to support, connect, develop, and highlight entrepreneurs. The network is just amazing. And so I'm really so glad for that, because when I need services done, I go to my network to see who I can invest in. You know, I really want to do something to help support and highlight entrepreneurs who are on their grind. And that's really how the Grind Entrepreneur Network was born. So Perfect Time SHP, that is really a passion. That is a coaching and consulting firm, and I really just focus on leadership development. I look at those career professionals as well as entrepreneurs. If you are in need of a leadership development coach, if you just need some steps, some guidance, some how-tos on getting your entrepreneur journey started, if you want to up-level your career, certainly reach out to me. Also, if you're an entrepreneur and you want to connect with others that are all across the United States and beyond, and also be highlighted and featured in our Grind Entrepreneur Network Spotlight each month, definitely reach out to SharonHPorter.com, and I would love to connect and collaborate with you so that we can definitely support your efforts and make sure that you get the results that you want in your business. And happy amazing Sunday to everyone. Happy St. Patrick's Day to all of you who are celebrating. I am Dr. Sharon, and this is the I Am Dr. Sharon Show. And before we get started today, you know I have to give a shout out to all of my wonderful supporters and sponsors for this week. And starting out today first with Miss Latrice Hurd at Sharp Image Hair Salon. Please check her out. She's a salon in Waldorf. She's on Instagram at Sharp Image Studio. And also, Shantae Conyers. She is the author of It Is Hard Being Pretty. Please check out her book on Amazon.com. And then Tiffany Davis. Oh, yes. T-Top Enterprises. Film, music, writing, and more, where your true talent obeys purpose. Check her out on Instagram at Official Tiffany D and on Facebook at Tiffany Davis. And definitely my James Adele Custom Clothier, where you will find extravagant fabrics, custom tailoring, all at affordable price. You can find him on Instagram at James Adele CC. And finally, the Cloud Workspace in Capitol Heights, Maryland, for all your event space needs and collaborative workspace. Please check them out on Instagram at GetCloudCO. And today, I tell you, we have another fantastic lineup for you today. We do not disappoint each week here on the I Am Dr. Sharon Show. We are going to start out with my guest, Mr. Leroy Allen. He is the founder of the Life Entertainment Consulting Group.
And he has offices in Baltimore and Atlanta. He is known as the executive leadership coach and a transformational life coach.
Yes,
and he has a private practice in Reisterstown, Maryland, which is right outside of Baltimore.
Yes.
So I would love to say welcome, Mr. Allen.
Thank you so very much, Dr. Sharon, for the embrace and the invite. And I'm looking forward to just having a healthy conversation with you this morning.
Absolutely. And we've been connected for some time now on social media.
That's
so
correct.
It's such a pleasure really just getting to know you and meeting you.
Absolutely, and I would echo those very same words. It's been a delight since I walked in the door, and so therefore, it's very pleasing to be here with you.
Absolutely. So please tell our viewers who Leroy Allen really is.
Well, Leroy Allen is that gentleman who has had some challenges and some successes. And those challenges have led me to believe that it's not always about what you see. It's always about you just being in a position to embrace your challenges with the right attitude. As they say, attitude determines the altitude.
Absolutely.
And so in that, I'm very mindful, one, of where I come from, two, where I'm going. And yes, I do need direction just like everybody else, but at the same time, I'm willing.
I love it. I love it. So tell us about the work you do at the Life Institute. And I know you have a certification.
Yes, I do.
Please tell us about this.
Well, the Life Enhancement Consulting Group was birthed first and foremost out of my pain. And not out of me going to a few trusted friends and advisors to express my idea. My pain started going back in 2011, from 2011 to 2015, where I went with absolutely no income at all.
Wow.
And going through that season, one of the things that I became very in touch with was the word how. Anytime you relate to the word how in any kind of way, you're just simply saying, how, what is my how? What am I going to look like after all of this is over with? And it's in the how where we come to the place where we say, okay, if I have a how, it feeds my curiosity and starves my doubts. Why simply stands out by itself. That word why just says, okay, why me? Why did I have to go through this? Well, why not you? So if it's two words that come, with me, it's the word why and the word how. And as teachers, as educators, as persons of empowerment, we relate to those words whether we, are familiar with the fact that we're relating to them or not. We relate to those words, the word why and how. So your how feeds your curiosity and starve your doubts. And your why just simply says, well, why not me? Why not me at the end of the day? And so we all have a little something extra to give when we go through something that, everybody can sort of learn from in that regard.
Absolutely. And so someone wants to come to you for certification for coaching.
Yes.
You offer certification.
That's correct.
Walk us through that process.
That process starts with, one, us sitting down and having a conversation to develop rapport, to find out what your interest is, to find out where you are and where you want to go. What does your ideal self look like? What does your ideal client look like? Once again, it starts with the why, and it relates very well to the how, where we feed our curiosity and starve our doubts.
Wow, I tell you. And so through the life, once an individual comes through your institute,
yes,
they are then, the process is how long?
The process can be anywhere from 6 to 8 months, but we do have an accelerated program where we can, expedite that process, where you can become certified as a certified life coach, relationship coach, spiritual coach, executive leadership coach, or even a certified public speaker, and in less than 30 days. Depending on your schedule, depending on what you want to do. So we accommodate, our work environment around what you want to do. Where is it that you want to go? And it doesn't just start right there with answering the question, where do you want to go? You have to know that you know that you know.
Oh, yeah. So is this all virtual, or is there any face-to-face?
There is face-to-face.
Okay.
We have a virtual online presence, we have a teleconference presence, and we have a two-day seminar presence where we rent out a hotel and all of those things, and have been doing it now for the last 5 or 6 years.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. So the model within the Life Enhancement Consulting Group and the Life Enhancement Coaching Institute is centered around personal professional growth and development. That's the whole thing. The consulting company is centered around training in the aspect of leadership and management techniques, sales, customer service, team building, and strategizing, or rather should I say strategizing, and we have a financial platform where we teach emerging and seasoned entrepreneurs how to obtain business credit and funding for their business with the use of their EIN number and not their social security number.
Wow, okay. And so is that separate from the coaching?
Yes, it's separate from the coaching.
Okay.
It's separate from the coaching. So it's a business inside of a business. You know how we do that.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely.
So tell me, you have a presence in Baltimore as well as Atlanta.
Yes. The Atlanta project, we just started about 2 or 3 weeks ago. And I tell you, Dr. Sharon, it was a very exciting and very touching thing for me. And the reason being is because we had 6 people from the Life Enhancement Consulting Group team, Baltimore, to fly into Atlanta with me. And you know, as an entrepreneur and as a leader, one of the schools of knowledge is if you're leading and ain't nobody following, you ain't leading nobody.
You're not leading, exactly.
You ain't leading nobody. So we had 6 different people to travel down there with us on their own expenses, on their own dime. And then we had 4 or 5 persons that we consulted within the Atlanta market that caught the vision and ran with it and prepared and all those things that they did for us before we got there.
Wow.
Before we got there. So when I walked in, I had little or nothing to do but just, smile and just enjoy my moment, because that moment was mine.
Absolutely.
It was mine.
And let's see if we have a call for you.
Okay.
This is Iam Dr. Sharon Show. You're on the air. Okay, I guess not. Some people are. I think they can call in and listen to the show.
Yeah, that's all right.
So
that's
I think
all right.
that's what.
That's all right.
So what final message do you have to individuals who are seeking certification for coaching?
Well, the final message that I have is, one, know who you are and where you want to go. It's just that simple. Know who you are and where you want to go. And if you just simply know who you are, no matter what the challenges are, you can be inspired to go the extra mile in order to get it. There are times when you and I, or all of those under the sound of our voice, just simply have to do some digging.
Absolutely.
To find out where that treasure is. But when I find out where that treasure is, it's absolutely nothing that you can say to me that's going to deny me or turn me away from what my value is.
Yes.
Because my value is not just talked about, it's caught.
Yes,
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
It's not just discussed, it's court.
Yes.
So therefore, there are some things about me that's not negotiable. It is what it is. And so in that, I also recognize that my best investment is within me, my best one. The second one is within other people. Wow. So if I embrace that, and for all those under the sound of our voice, if they embrace that right there, all we do is win. And everything attached to me win. Just like the song says, it's my winning season. Everything attached to me win. And so I have to carry that. And I have to ditto that for all those that are coming underneath of me from a mentoring standpoint. I tell my mentees, no, don't build your business around your idea. Build it around your high market skill set. Build it around that, not your idea, because we all have ideas. And I can sit at the table with an idea and it change overnight. So I can't just build it on an idea. I have to build it on my high market skill set. And for me, Dr. Sharon, my high market skill set is a concept person. I'm a strategizer. That's where my money is. So I don't need to work outside of that. I need to work with that. And I need to walk with people who have my answer and not my problem.
I love it.
And it's in that pecking order.
I love it, Mr. Allen. So where can everyone follow you? Where can they connect with you?
Sure. You can connect with me on LeroyAllen.net. That is a website that has all my connectivity with it. And then they can go to lifeenhancementconsultinggroup.com. And then I'm on just about every social media platform that there is, just having fun.
That's it. I love it. I love it. It has been such a pleasure. And like I said, when you connect with people on social media, it's so awesome to actually get there and meet them and make that true connection.
Absolutely. Connection is what it's all about, because I believe, Dr. Sharon, if I could say, that, when it comes to people, more people more so want to be connected than corrected.
Oh, yes.
More people want to be connected. I have a grandson. He's about 7 years of age, and we can't just tell him at his age at 7 just to do something. He want to know why. Why I gotta do this? You can't just say like it used to be when we were coming because I said so. No, that don't work no more.
That's right.
Like that, we have to give them connectivity.
Yes.
Is what we have to do rather than saying we correct you in this manner, and that's even for the adult as
That's
well.
true.
More people want to be connected than corrected.
Oh my goodness, I love it. I love it. So guys, make sure you connect with Mr. Leroy Allen. Follow him on all social
Absolutely.
media platforms, and
Yes,
definitely, if you are in need of certification as a coach, check him out, Mr. Leroy
Absolutely.
Allen. So thank you. So guys, we're going to take a very quick break, and we will be back with my next guest, Mr. Donald Reeves.
Thank you.
The enemy came up against your home. The enemy came up against your children. The enemy came up against your name. The enemy came up against your character. You will win. You will win. The enemy came up against your health. The enemy came up against your finances. The enemy came up against your vision. The enemy came up against your business. You will win. Yes, you will.
And welcome back. We are here with my next guest, Mr. Bernard Reeves. He is the owner of Harambe Books and Arts Works in Alexandria, Virginia, Old Town Alexandria. And I am so delighted to have you today, Mr. Reeves.
Dr. Sharon, I'm excited, very, very excited to be here with you today. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. And so one of the things that I love, you have a brick and mortar bookstore, which is, you know, we're losing sight on that, but
Yes.
you're keeping that alive, and I appreciate that. So tell us a little more about you, and then we'll go into a little more about the bookstore.
Let me say, I'm a military veteran. I did 26 years with the Air Force, and throughout my sojourn, I found that education opened so many doors for persons within the military, and I just thought it best to try to continue that process throughout various assignments. I discovered that not only were persons struggling to gain access to particular authors and particular artwork, and we tried to make those kinds of opportunities available, the services available through various assignments.
That is awesome, and I love that your focus is on literacy.
Yes.
And as an educator, we, of course, emphasize literacy across disciplines, and so that is so important. And so you believe that that's really a fundamental right for all.
We believe it's a fundamental human right for every citizen to enhance their viability, to open doors, to establish their livelihood, to grow and to become what God created them to be. So that's part of our mission, our primary mission, to ensure that persons have that opportunity to enhance their literacy.
I love it, I tell you. And so not only do you have books, but you have beautiful artwork in there, and actually some fashion apparel too.
Yes,
so
yes.
tell us all about what we can find once we come into Harambe Bookstore.
What we're proud of, we have best-selling books, but the artwork, the fine art, categorically, I mean, we've been a distributor of art for over 15 years. Wow. So throughout our sojourns, we've tried to offer the best fine art possible. The Imani Art Gallery, that's our gallery within Harambe Books and Artworks, is just incredible. We want everyone to come out and see and take a look at it. And we also have fashionable apparel, African garments from the continent itself. Wow. I've made 7, 8 trips to Africa, established connections with persons there, but we're very proud of the selection that we have. We have shea butter, essential oils, black soap, but it's all based on the connections that we've established with persons on the continent of Africa.
I love
so
that.
We're just excited to offer our services, our goods, our books to the community.
Yes, and to actually be able to walk into a store and pick up a book and choose your. I just love that.
Yes, absolutely.
I love that. And so we cannot go any further without talking about this wonderful festival that's coming up. Talk to us about this.
Let me just say, I'm excited, and all the persons that's part of our staff. We thought it not robbery to offer a book festival in the D.C. area.
Yes.
We searched high and low, and we tried to come up with something to extend our brand. We plan to establish Red Summer Literacy Institute later this year, but we wanted to offer this festival, which will take place March 31st, Saturday, at a local hotel. And when the seed was first planted in me, we envisioned 10 or 15 authors, maybe 200 or 300 participants or attendees. Right now, we have over 50 authors, and the anticipation is probably over 2,000 attendees.
Wow.
And we're so excited.
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! And it is all the buzz on social media. So, I mean, you really have some dynamic authors there. And so, tell us what else is going to take place at the actual event.
Well, at the Ojama Book Festival, we will have authors talks talking about their books. We'll have workshop presentations for new authors to come in to get some insights, how to publish, how to get their books in mainstream. We'll have a children's corner for kids to come. We'll do face painting. We'll have treats for kids. Yes. We'll have seminars for persons to learn how to post their books on Amazon and various outlets. An additional treat that just came our way, former President Obama, his photojournalist, called and asked if he could be a part of the book festival. And it's hard to turn him down when he has exclusive.
Absolutely.
I reviewed some of his products, exclusive images of the Obama family. So he is a late addition to the book festival, and we're super excited.
Oh my goodness! So, is there registration? How does the audience, how does the public be a part of this?
Well, the festival is free to the public. We didn't want to charge. It's free to the public. It's again March 31st from 11 to 5 a.m. But one of the problems that we had, when we put the word out that we needed authors, within the first week and a half, we had to close the doors because we got so many inquiries. I mean, national and international authors wanted to be a part of the festival. A week and a half, we had to close it down.
Wow.
So we're just excited, and we hope that we can make a difference, not only in the DMV, but holistically in the lives of persons. We will be giving away books to children in need. We've also partnered with barbershops where we donate books to encourage boys in particular to read with their fathers or while they wait for their haircut. And we're hoping to extend that within the DMV
absolutely.
As we move forward.
So how can authors donate books to this cause?
They can contact us at harambebooks.org or give us a call, 703-299-2591. and just let us know that they're willing to support the cause that we're trying to offer to the community.
Oh my goodness, that is just so awesome. And so, is this the first year of this festival?
This is the inaugural.
Well, you're doing it in a big way, and I'm sure it will be annual because my God, it's so needed in our area, and we have so much talent in the Washington D.C. area and beyond. But it's definitely wonderful that our hometown area can support this. So that is so awesome. And I will be there reporting out.
Absolutely.
On the Iam Dr.
And we look
Sharon show
to
will be there, reporting out at the festival. So I'm so excited about that, and I really appreciate the invitation.
Absolutely.
I'm looking, I will be interviewing authors, doing just the whole gamut. And so it's going to be an exciting time.
Absolutely. We can't wait.
We are excited. So please give everyone your information, how can they connect with you, your address to the bookstore, because again, this is not online. You can walk into his bookstore and purchase all of your needs. So please give the address and your contact information.
Yes, we're located in Old Town Alexandria, 1132 Prince Street, which is very unique. It's in the center of Old Town, and we're very excited about that. But persons can go to our website, again, HarambeBooks.org, and all of our information is listed there. Contact information, phone numbers, etc. Again, they can also call 703-299-2591, and we'll be happy to receive their call and any questions that they might have about the store and the products that we offer.
I love it. And authors out there, give them a call. Donate your books to this wonderful cause. Absolutely. Thank you so much. I'm so excited about this connection.
Thank you.
So excited. So guys, just keep on with us. We're going to take a quick break. Our next guest is Miss Jenny Robertson. So please hang on with us.
Your character, you will win, you will win. The enemy came up against your health. The enemy came up against your finances. The enemy came up against your vision. Came up against your business. You will win. Yes, you will. Oh, you will win. I want to let you know today that you will win. Hey, I know you're hurt.
Welcome back. I am here with my next guest, the fabulous Jenny Robertson. She is the president of Jenny Robertson LLC. She is the founder of On Purpose Women. She's a contributing author to 3 anthologies, and she was named one of Maryland's top 100 women by the Daily Record. Jenny Robertson, welcome to the show.
I'm so happy to be here.
Yes.
You and I have been connected on social media forever.
Forever and ever.
And I just knew we were going to be girlfriends immediately.
Exactly.
So, thank you.
And we finally get to meet. Yes. Oh, my goodness. I, first of all, love and respect the work that you do. I have coined you the master connector.
Wow. Thank you.
Because that is exactly what you do. So thank you for all the work that you do, first of all.
You're welcome.
So just tell us a little bit about Jenny Robertson and all of this wonderful work that you do.
Well, one thing a lot of people don't know about me is I grew up in a small coal mining town in southern West Virginia. And I was the only student in my little one-room school in the 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th grade.
Wow. Wow.
And then when I graduated to the 7th grade, they had to close the school down because they didn't have enough people to keep it going.
Oh, my goodness.
So that's how I got started, moved to Baltimore, to the big city. Loved it, loved it, loved it. And at the age of 40, well, actually, let me go back. At 33, I was going through a divorce and had gone into therapy to kind of get myself together. And one day, this therapist said one sentence to me that changed my life, changed the entire direction. And I won't tell you the whole, it's actually in my anthology.
Okay.
But she said to me, well, guess what? You don't have to do it that way anymore. And I said, I don't, because I didn't know. I didn't know I had choices. I didn't know that there was another way to do it. That changed everything. And then at 40, I decided to leave a lucrative career in corporate finance to go work for a seminar company that I'd been a client of, had gone through their year-long facilitator training program, took a 60% pay cut, was a single mother, and did it because I just knew that the next 40 years, I had a big 40th birthday party that I threw for myself, went out on my balcony at 3 in the morning, and I said, I'm making some changes. 1992, I'm telling my age here now, it's going to be my year.
Wow.
And it really was. It was the start of all of this. So,
wow.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah. And so, you know, the mission of your organization is to connect women around the world using their gifts, their purpose, and each other. Mm-hmm. Why is this important to you?
Well, I'll tell you a little story. After I left my corporate job, I went to work for this seminar company, and about a year and a half later, they left. They closed shop because they just never got a foothold here. And I knew I couldn't go back to that other world. Plus, I was unemployable. I could not go back to a traditional job. And I had an opportunity to work for a few months with this organization called the Whole Life Expo that were doing these big, holistic 3-day events around the country. At the convention center in Baltimore, they had people like Wayne Dyer, Ian Dr, Marianne Williamson, if you're familiar with a lot of those people. And then the next year, they gave me the 6-month contract to actually put on the event. Now, they're out in California doing all the behind-the-scenes stuff. After that second event, I had met some great women, and I didn't have a lot of really close women connections. In the corporate arena, we weren't always playing that nice together. And we were, you know, kind of clawing our way up and banging our heads on the glass ceiling and doing all that stuff. And I threw a party, and this is really before the internet, and I called it a girlfriend party. I sent out handwritten invitations and said, I know some great women, I know you do too, invite them, show up at my house on Saturday afternoon, bring food. And 65 women came to my family room.
Wow.
And I thought it was very cool. I didn't know what was going on there, but it was different. Something was happening in my family room that I had never experienced. The women were connecting in a really authentic way, and it was just something magical was going on. So I decided I'm going to do this every year. I love ritual. And all these women are saying, you can't wait another year to do this. This is wonderful.
Wow.
So I did it every quarter for a year. And what I made 2 really big observations. One is that women were acting, behaving, and connecting in a way I had not experienced. And I really liked it. I didn't know that was actually how women network because my idea of networking had been you go to an event, you pass around a ton of cards, you get some back, you go home and you stack them and you don't look at them again because you don't know who the people are.
Right.
These women were talking about things that really mattered. That was very wonderful. The thing that wasn't so wonderful is I gave everyone an opportunity to stand up and say a few words about themselves. And there were women who just had such a hard time doing that. They either couldn't use what I call their big girl voice, couldn't make eye contact, weren't proud of what they were doing. Some of them were entrepreneurs, some of them weren't. But they had been beaten down and told who they were, and they believed it. And that both saddened me and kind of ticked me off. And so at the end of that, those 4 quarterly meetings, I thought, what would happen if I took this out of my house, created an organization, and gave women a place to show up and practice being who they really are? And the first, actually 18 years this month.
Wow, 18 years.
18 years. And it was initially called On Purpose Networking for Women. And a couple years ago, I changed it to the On Purpose Woman Community.
Wow.
Because that is what we are. We've never been a traditional networking event, so that word never quite fit for me.
Okay.
So just observing what was going on, I saw that women crave connection.
Wow.
I think everyone does, but I can only speak for women.
Wow.
But we're so disconnected, and I think I've seen the pendulum is swinging the other direction now. You know, we kind of went offline or online rather, and didn't connect as much in person, and people are wanting to do more of that now. I think there's a nice balance between the two.
Definitely. And you make it such an effort for engagement in the online community. I mean, shouting out birthdays every month. I mean, you just do so much that is so appreciated through this community. And so why do you think it's important for women to connect with each other?
Well, because I think we have incredible power. And we need to connect. I believe I need to connect with other women to see a reflection of who I am, because they show me who I really am. And I love the idea of making my way and then giving another woman a hand up.
Yes.
Because I think that there's, I've heard stories and I've seen shows about younger women who are saying that older women aren't mentoring them. And I don't know why, but we really need to, because women will change the world. Yes. The Dalai Lama said a few years back that the world will be changed by the Western woman, because we have the resources, we have the education, we have the know-how, we have the desire, and we need to do some stuff. So if we're just better together than we are separately.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. And you have so many connecting ways that you do. I mean, you have the, I think you do the monthly planning sessions, or where you get together with the women. You do so many things. What are some of the ways that you bring women together?
Well, I have something called Connections Over Coffee, which is 8 meetings a month around the state, 8 different locations, and it's a simple 10 to noon on a weekday, and women come and connect. We have a speaker, and they get to practice talking about what they offer. And I also do 4 monthly online connection events called Connections Through Conversation. And this is using the Zoom platform, and that's open to all women. I do an annual conference, except I'm not doing one this year. I made a decision to postpone that. And up until about a year and a half ago, I was publishing a magazine every quarter called On Purpose Woman, a digital and print magazine. And I will be bringing that back because I miss it, and other people miss it. I've done some beach retreats. I do workshops. I'm a speaker. Just anything I can do to get in front of people, and but everything is under that umbrella of connection.
Absolutely. And you also keep us abreast of the political world that's around us. You do. You do. You're very very
I have
engaged
opinions,
in that.
But
you do. You do definitely. Now, while your services are available to all women, right? The bulk of your work is with women entrepreneurs.
It is.
And so do you open it up to other women?
Yes. I didn't know who would show up when I opened it up as an organization. It just so happened that most of the women showing up were entrepreneurial women. We also attract women who are in transition. Maybe they've retired and they want to know what they're going to do next, or they're a stay-at-home mom who just wants some adult conversation. A student, just any woman, if she can get there, she's welcome to come. But again, the bulk of the people are entrepreneurs.
That's awesome. So what do you think gets in the way of entrepreneurs, having their business, their desire, their whatever it is that they want to do? What are their barriers?
Well, I've been doing this workshop for years. Actually, I did it as a talk first called Getting Out of Your Own Way. So I think the only thing in the way is us.
I love
and that shows up in a myriad of ways. But I really very strongly believe that the only person in the way of me having, you having what we say we desire is me.
Yes.
And it comes through as, and so much of that stuff is unconscious. We don't even know what we believe. We're just going around reacting to it and acting as though it's true and not even knowing what it is. So I think that it comes out in the form of fear, doubt, I'm not good enough, who's going to want what I have. There was a conversation recently on one of my sites about somebody was upset because she had this grand idea and she was starting to implement and saw a website with someone else who was doing almost the same thing. And I'm like, nobody's doing almost the same thing. You can look exactly the same, but we have our own unique gifts.
Yes, absolutely.
And there's plenty. There's a zillion people who need what we have.
Yes.
And I can only do so much. I don't know about you.
Yes.
So there's a lot to go around.
We get caught up in that.
We do.
Someone is doing something and we get in our feelings. But like you said, the world is open.
It is.
So definitely. I love that. And so what advice do you have for an individual, a woman, who is desiring to start their own business?
Well, don't wait. I hear women, and you probably hear men say this too to our previous guest, is, well, I need to get that website done. I need to get an office. I want a space to work. No, get your idea down and start to work on it. You may not want to quit your job right away, but don't wait. Start doing something. And just get moving with it. I could have never written a business plan for what I'm doing.
Wow.
I just did the next thing, and then something else showed up, and I did the next thing, and I did the next thing, and this is where I am now. But 20 years ago, I didn't know this is what I would be doing. I just said yes and yes and yes and yes. And I said no a lot, too.
Absolutely.
You know? And so I think also the one piece of advice I like to give to everyone when they're starting out something. I know when I left my corporate job, or when I announced I was leaving, most of my family and friends thought I had lost my mind because I was leaving benefits and a lucrative position with more advancement potential, because that's where some people live. That's the most important thing to them. So I tell people, until you're really strong in your idea, until you're really strong with what you're doing, watch who you share it with.
Yes.
Because there are dream stealers out there, and sometimes they mean well. They're terrified for you because they can't imagine doing that.
Yes.
They think somebody I know, you can't make a living doing that. You know, tell your guests before that you can't make a living doing art, right?
Right.
Or writing books.
Wow.
Yeah. But a lot of people will hear that. So just watch who you share it with.
I love that.
Find that one person who's got your back.
Yes, I love that. Oh my goodness. So tell us a little bit about your anthologies. You've contributed to 3.
Yes.
Tell us about those.
Well, the first one I actually compiled a number of years ago. It was called The Spirit of Women Entrepreneurs. And it was about abundance and prosperity and just stories. Some of them were very practical, like about accounting methods, and some were more esoteric about, just feelings and thoughts and how to get out of your own way. And then the second one was called Conscious Choices, An Evolutionary Woman's Guide to Life. And it's just what it says. And I wrote about being a recovering good girl.
I love that.
And how to say yes to things when you mean yes, and not just because other people expect you to. And then this last one just came out a couple of months ago, and it is called, I'm going to forget the name, it's part of a series called Heal Your Voice. And a wonderful, beautiful woman named Andrea Hyland has been working with women for a number of years in book circles, and they write their stories within this group of women, and they're really to heal a wound or to heal just something that's going on in your life. And I participated in this last one, and it's about women awakening a new world. I love it. And I talked about you don't have to do it that way anymore.
I love it. Oh my goodness. So tell everyone how they connect with you, how can they get in this online community, and how they can be a part of your 8 meetings throughout the month. Yes.
They can go on my website, jennyrobertson.com. They probably, do they know how to spell my name on there? Ginny. It's not spelled like most people spell it. Robertson.com. And that has all of our meeting locations. And also Jenny Presley Robertson, because my maiden name is Presley, and yes, I think I'm related to Elvis down the road somewhere, is my Facebook name. And then the On Purpose Woman community is the big global group. Has about 7,000 members online. And then they can find me, if they go there, they can find me at other places as well.
Absolutely. Just a delight. Jenny Robertson, I just thank you so much for coming down. It's been a pleasure to finally meet you.
I know. It's wonderful.
It's always nice to do that.
Yes.
So thank you again.
You're so
and
welcome.
Please connect with Jenny Robertson. And so we're going to take our break, and we will be back with my final guest, the lovely Miss Darlene Brown.
The enemy came up against your children. The enemy came up against your name. The enemy came up against your character. You will win. You will win. The enemy came up against your health. The enemy came up against your finances. The enemy came up against your vision. The enemy came up against your business. You will win. Yes, you will. I
guys, for coming back. We are here now with my final guest for today. She is none other than Miss Darlene Brown. I tell you, she is the CEO of Divine Empowerment. She is an author. She's a professional speaker. She's a certified personal development and business leadership coach. She's a poet and also a certified training facilitator. I am so elated to welcome my sister for Sister Network, sister, Miss Darlene Brown.
Hi, honey, and thank you so much for having me. I'm very excited to be here on your show.
Absolutely. Oh, my God. Thank you so much for being here. And before we dive in, please share with everyone just a little more about your background.
Well, let's see. My education is in technology. I have an undergraduate degree in information systems. I've spent roughly about 30 years in the corporate sector, both as an entrepreneur, business owner, and consultant. I've spent about 10 years in media and entertainment. So I've had quite a journey, and one that I feel everything prepares you for the next level. So everything that I've encountered, even in my youth, challenges, all of it teaches you, equips you, refines you, prepares you for what's ahead. Only when you're in it, you don't know it.
That's so true.
Yeah.
So true. And so you started Divine Empowerment in 2007. So you're going, quite a while now.
Yes, absolutely. I started Divine Empowerment in 2007. Wow. I was in a transition. I was returning from New York City, where I had a production company and spent about 8 years there doing media and television and live weekly events. And I loved it. It was great. And then as, you know, divine intervention said, well, I have something else for you. And I didn't quite understand it. Things started not going as well as they were, and I couldn't understand it. And then I found myself in this transition. And coming from the corporate sector, being very structured, very, business, planning, strategy, when I was in that space, I really just got still and kind of steeped in the Word of God and said, well, what's next? Where am I supposed to go? What am I supposed to be doing? Because I know you got something for me. And he gave me Divine Empowerment.
Wow.
And I'll never forget, I was in prayer one morning and he downloaded the name to me. And I said, no, we can't use Divine Empowerment. How am I going to get in the corporate sector with that? How am I going to go in and do, speaking and training with Divine Empowerment? Are they not going to embrace me? And he said, no, do it. And so I did. And it's been amazing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. And so you are part of the Power Networking Conference. Our friend, Dr. Joyce Frazier, you are a lifelong member of that Strategic Planning Committee.
Absolutely,
and
absolutely.
So, and for those of you who are not familiar with the Power Networking Conference, you really have got to look it up because it is awesome. So tell me about your involvement with this conference.
Well, I met Dr. George Frazier probably about 8 years ago. And it's just part of our divine alignment, divine connection. I live in a space that there are no coincidences. And when you really embrace everything and understand that it serves a purpose, then you embrace it with an attitude of acceptance and excitement and gratitude. And we just began to talk from our first meeting, and he began to mentor to me and just pour into me. And we had such great synergy. And on the business level, such great intellectual discussions. And I loved it. And it grew from that. And I was asked to be a part of the strategic committee because of my corporate experience and my connections and understanding of media. And it has just been wonderful. And again, you have to attend the Power Networking Conference. If you've never gone, you must go. It is amazing. It is so informative, and the people that you will meet will truly have a great impact in your life.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Oh, my goodness. And so you are a part of the anthology, Head Ladies in Charge.
Yes.
Oh, my goodness.
Yes.
And you're a chapter leading by example. Please tell us more about your chapter.
Well, I do believe that we hear, growing up, my mother would always say, when you walk out that door, you represent me. Mm-hmm. And at the time, you kind of feel like, oh, mom's just always riding you. But it's true.
Yes.
And so as I continued in life, I began to understand, who are you when no one is watching? Because someone is always watching. And it's not to be that, I don't want to be me. It's really about presenting the best you all the time. right? And I think that is what I mean, leading by example. You know, I come from a very vulnerable space. I think that in life, we all have challenges. In life, we all get lessons. And through those lessons, we gain blessings. But we have to be willing to have an open heart and to be vulnerable and to say, you know, when I was down and out, I didn't know what I was going to do, but I cried out and help came. Help came from different avenues. Sometimes the people I thought help would come from, it didn't, but I learned how to extend them grace and grow and not be bitter, because you understand that universally, God is always going to meet your needs. You just don't get to tell him how to meet your needs. You get to trust that he will meet every need. And so for me, that's what leading by example is, leading from a place of grace, a place of kindness, a place of compassion and empathy for humans. It doesn't matter who you are. We all are here for a divine purpose. We all have gifts and talents that we are supposed to pour into this world to leave it better than we found it. But sometimes we don't get that kind of encouragement or support. And when we're in a challenging space, we even forget about that. We have goodness and greatness in us.
Wow.
So that's what it means for me.
Yes, I love that. I needed that today.
Thank you.
Yes, absolutely. And so really, what's next for Darlene Brown?
Well, I am releasing a book in June. Okay. It's a solo project. It is the healed wounds, because I think that when you're in a place of challenge or transition, you question everything. You know, did I make the right choice? What's going to happen? And because we are humans, fear comes to all of us. My thing is don't stay there. You know, embrace it and own it. Okay, I'm a little scared, but I know I believe that something's better, and then move on from that. I think sometimes we get stuck in the place of fear, and then that energy overtakes us and we lose hope. So for me, healed wounds is my story. You know, my life, I wasn't born with a crystal staircase and a silver spoon. I've had, you know, from abandonment as a child to emotional and physical abuse as a child, and just growing up in New York City, where everything is exposed to you. I mean, you get on the train and go to school, you see, you know, women that morning from the night before and their life. So you're kind of exposed to all of it, good, bad, culture. And what do you do with that? Because our environment does shape our perspective. Yes, it does. It really does. And so for me, healed wounds is really about, you don't have to stay in a place of pain. And that just like if you were to, you know, I have marks on my skin from when I was little and tried to climb up a tree and fell. And I look at it and it's healed, but when I look at it, I'm no longer in pain. I draw strength from that. And so really the healed wound is to know that you draw strength from the places of pain, because sometimes you don't realize how strong you are until you've had to go through something. And majority of the time what you're going through isn't for you. It is for someone else. So it's important to share your story, because people will be inspired. People will even be healed. People will gain hope through your story. And when you find that they're so similar, right? Pain is pain. How do you recover? People want to know, because they also want to recover. I think most of the entrepreneurs that I talk to, or even women, it's like, I want to change, but they get stuck in the how. And the how is a moment by moment process. We often like to run ahead. And I'm a planner, so I plan things out. And very strategic. So I'm always thinking, okay, if that doesn't work, then what? And so I have, you know, a plan and then an A, B, and C for when things, but that's coming from my corporate training. But through my life, I've also learned to trust. You can have the best plan, but what's destined for you will be. So be open to receive it. Oftentimes we're guarded. We'll say, you know, well, how could you help me? You haven't had a successful business. Let me tell you what I've learned. You don't get to determine how God is going to bless you. You don't get to determine who he's going to bless you through. You don't get to determine the person that you may think can't help you may be the very person that he will utilize to connect you to the person that's going to help you close that deal. So we have to be open to embracing the goodness and the greatness in all of us.
Whew, I tell you, she has landed on you all today. Landed on us, I tell you. I'm telling you, absolutely. So where can people connect with you? How can they follow you? How can they reach out to you?
You can connect with me, my website, divineempowerment.org.
Wow.
I'm on Instagram, Darlene Brown, Facebook, Darlene Brown. I'm out there on social media. I don't do a lot of live things. I do post. I try to post daily, but I'm very much, as Jenny said, a person. I like the up close, in your face, the human interaction. Although I have a technology degree, I understand and I'm grateful for what some social media and technology does. It truly connects us in a way. But as a speaker, as a trainer, I understand the human dynamics, and it's great to be able to share a message over the virtual, internet. But there's nothing better than a hug.
That's it.
There's nothing better than a warm touch. Someone squeezing your hand, or being able to look them in the eye and feel the love energy from their eyes and their smile. So I love in-person engagement.
Wow. So you definitely want to connect with Miss Darlene Brown. Follow her on all social media platforms. I tell you, she has laid it down today. So I thank you, Darlene.
You.
It is just a pleasure having you here in the studio with me today. So I'm so excited that you're here.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Absolutely. Guys, I tell you, what another dynamic show. I want to thank all of my guests today, Mr. Leroy Allen, Mr. Bernard Reeves, Miss Jenny Robertson, and of course, Miss Darlene Brown. Thank you so much. And guys, I just want to say the class of 2017 right here. Woohoo, this is out. Yes. We are having our book signing on March 25th at Cloud Workspace. So we hope that you go on Eventbrite and register. It is free. And space is limited. So please go on and register for the class of 2017. We will have quite a few of the DMV contributing authors here for that event. So guys, this has been another wonderful show, and I thank you for joining us. We will definitely see you back next week. And as always, the bigger the dream, the harder the grind. Push, pray, and continue to grind.
enemy came up against your home. The enemy came up against your children. The enemy came up against your name. The enemy came up against your character. You will win. You will win. Came up against your health. The enemy came up against your finances. The enemy came up against your vision. The enemy came up against your business. You will win. Yes, you will.